Well, I want to talk about the thousands of failed medical theories that have occurred over each century. In the 20th century and 21st century are no different. A common one that everybody knows is obesity. And, of course, the medical system and the government's position continues to be that you, let's see here, you have to eat less and you have to exercise more. And they say that being obese is a factor of eating too much and not exercising enough. Well, following that theory and believing that theory and reacting to that theory over the last 75 to 100 years, we became the number one obese nation in the world. We're number one, so that's a failed theory. And then the cholesterol thing. Oh, doctors, since about 1920, wanted you to believe that clogged arteries and heart attacks and strokes are caused by too much cholesterol in your blood, and also saturated fat is in on the deal, right? Things like lard and butter and cream, those kinds of things. Okay, well, it turns out that it's just the opposite. When you look at the unsaturated fatty acids, which everybody said was so good for you, it turns out that there's a downside to them, okay? They oxidize, they turn into trans fatty acids, heterocyclamines, and acrylamides, and they're the things that actually cause an increase in cancer, increase in plugged arteries, increase in heart attacks, increase in strokes. So it's not cholesterol, okay, or saturated fat. Those are actually the good guys. In fact, because doctors use the big pharma's statin drugs to lower cholesterol, Lipitor, Zocor, and so forth, these things actually cause many cholesterol deficiency diseases. And we're talking about Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease, of course, is a big one. It is costing us billions of dollars each year, and by by 2050, they're going to be talking about costing us trillions of dollars each year because of the Alzheimer's disease caused by lowering cholesterol in your diet and lowering cholesterol in your blood with statin drugs. Well, cholesterol, it turns out, is the raw material that makes up your white matter of your brain, the myelin, the insulation material of your brain, which makes up 75% of your brain weight, and it's 100% cholesterol. And then, of course, we have low testosterone and erectile dysfunction, ED, and doctors come up with Viagra and Cialis. But really, testosterone is a steroid hormone, which is 95% by weight. Oh, yeah, cholesterol. Well, would you look at that? Well, Alzheimer's disease didn't exist 44 years ago, even by another name. Today it's number 4 killer of adults over the age 65. And so it appears that Alzheimer's disease is, in fact, a physician-caused disease. No wonder they're all buying up all the nursing homes. And then salt. Salt doesn't cause high blood pressure. Even in the African-American community, even in the black community, salt doesn't cause high blood pressure. Salt, sodium and chloride, the two pieces of salt, okay, actually are needed for tens of thousands of chemical reactions and enzyme reactions in your body every moment of the day, okay? So anybody who told you to restrict salt to reduce your risk of high blood pressure should be put in jail because they've killed literally millions of people over the years. And then genetics, a big one. Oh, my gosh. We spent trillions of dollars on that one, and by 2003, we'd mapped out the human genome. We had 850 screening tests and attributed many, many diseases to genetics, a certain gene on a specific chromosome. It turns out there's not one genetically transmitted disease. That's called epigenetics. Epigenetics. And I want you to get a hold of my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, because all birth defects are caused by nutritional deficiencies of the embryo. All acquired diseases later on that are not infectious, that aren't caused by streptococcus, staphylococcus, E. coli, that kind of stuff, parasitic diseases caused by worms and flukes and so forth. Other than infectious diseases and parasitic diseases, all other diseases acquired by adults, arthritis, high blood pressure, heart disease, low thyroid, fibromyalgia, lupus, periodontal disease, macular degeneration, are all caused by a combination of nutritional deficiencies and, inflammation. Eating fried foods, eating those unsaturated oils, which oxidize and turn into trans fatty acids, heterocyclamines, and acrylamides. Cause all these diseases like plugged arteries. Oh, yes, plugged arteries caused by using extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil. Yeah, they cause clogged arteries. Well, I want you to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and you're going to know more than the doctors. And, of course, that's very, very scary. Not the fact that you know the information, but the doctors don't know the information. Remember, after 8 years of school, 4 years of pre-med and 4 years of medical school, Doctors do not get 1 second, not 1 millisecond of training in nutrition. They've left that unimportant piece, right, in their mind. They left that unimportant piece of their mind to, dietitians and nutritionists. And, of course, it's really very scary. Even the dietitians and nutritionists, all they know about is like 28 nutrients, and they think that's enough. They have no earthly idea all of the essential nutrients. And if they do, they're hiding them because they wouldn't want to upset their masters, the doctors. And then, of course, when you look at the doctors, they kill, injure, and infect 15 million of their customers at workplace every year. Medical doctors each year, according to the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia, a federal agency that tracks this stuff, each year, yearly figure, medical doctors kill, injure, and infect 15 million patients in hospitals and clinics. 2 million infections alone in hospitals, 90,000 are killed. What if Iran or North Korea would do that? It'd be war. Get the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, on this show, for the last few years, we've been telling people to go on gluten-free diets, and I've got a story here from ABC News. It's headlined, Things You Probably Didn't Know About Gluten. They say there's been a lot of backlash about gluten lately. Recent poll found that about 30% of U.S. adults say they're trying to go gluten-free. If you Google gluten, you'll get 95 million hits. They say that if you think you're gluten intolerant, there's 5 new bits of info that you should know. And the number one is gluten may not be the only culprit in celiac disease. A study from Columbia University concluded that wheat proteins besides gluten may also trigger problematic symptoms in people with celiac disease. A substantial number of the people in the study with celiac disease had an immunity reaction to 5 groups of non-gluten proteins. In other words, there are likely to be more to be understood about celiac disease than we currently know. Number 2, gluten-free labels are not standardized. FDA ruling says manufacturers can only use the term if there is less than 20 parts per million of gluten. And they say while gluten-free now has a standard meaning, it doesn't mean 100% gluten-free because the most sensitive test available can only test down to about 3 parts per million. Studies have found that achieving 0 parts per million is not necessary to prevent symptoms in people with celiac disease. And according to the author, I've heard a lot of people reacting to eating foods labeled gluten-free. They say if you're concerned, then stick to unpackaged foods, whole food sources of starch that are naturally gluten-free, such as fruit, potato, squash, and root vegetables. Number 3, gluten-free fast food may not be safe for people with celiac. There's several chains like Domino's and Pizza Hut that are now offering gluten-free pizza crusts. However, bear in mind, those are prepared in kitchens where they have gluten, so there's cross-contamination, so it's not going to be safe for everyone. Number 4, gluten-free junk foods are everywhere. I say gluten-free has become somewhat synonymous with healthy, but clearly there are dozens of unhealthy gluten-free foods. There's products marked gluten-free like cookies, brownies, pizza, mac and cheese, ice cream, sandwiches, and chips and beer. They even talk of gluten-free Twinkie coming out. And number 5, food sensors are in the works. They say celiac disease and gluten sensitivity are not the same as food allergies. New technology designed to test foods for allergens will also include gluten detection. TechCrunch reports that about $150 portable sensor device is in the development and soon to hit the market. So there you go, Doc. We've been talking about gluten-free for quite a while, but the best thing is, you just can't really rely on the gluten-free label as knowing that it's something that truly is 100% gluten-free.
That's true, and some of it's so blatant, like oatmeal. They say, this is gluten-free oats. The gluten just has a different name. Okay, gluten in oats is called gliadin rather than gluten. It's still gluten. Just like it's okay to be shot in the head with a .22 projectile, but not a .22 bullet, right? And so it's really insane. And I just urge everybody, if you have unexplained problems, bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea, if you have respiratory problems, asthma, chronic bronchitis, if you have postnasal drip and sinus headaches, if you have skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea, if you have more serious problems, like infertility, lupus, fibromyalgia, high blood pressure, heart disease, thyroid problems, get gluten-free. Probably if you have emotional problems, right? ADD, ADHD, any of these things like depression, manic depression, bipolar disease, things of that nature, guess what? Get gluten-free, get on your 90, and you'll be a new person. Thank you, Doug, for bringing that stuff up. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to California. And Elizabeth, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Elizabeth, you're on the air.
Yes, I have asthma.
Okay, anything else?
I think you would say constipation goes along with it.
Okay. Now, how old are you?
70.
Okay, and how long have you had asthma and constipation?
Since childhood.
Since childhood, okay. And do you have any skin problems, any dry skin, rough skin on the back of your arms or thighs, any rosacea or dermatitis, psoriasis?
No.
Okay. Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay. Do they have asthma or constipation or other problems?
My son occasionally has asthma symptoms, but not regularly.
Okay. All right. Let's see here, Shar.
Yes.
What do we have going here?
It's a gluten intolerance, no question.
Yeah, no question about it. Absolutely. And so, let's see. Elizabeth, have you been diagnosed with any specific bowel problems, like things like irritable bowel syndrome, anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. So what we do here, Shar, what would be your recommendation to Elizabeth?
Well, she needs to get on a healthy Start Pack 2.0. If she doesn't have anything else wrong with her, a healthy 2.0 healthy Start Pack for 100 pounds of body weight, and get on a gluten-free diet.
Okay. And let's see here. How much do you weigh, Elizabeth?
136.
Okay. So Shar says what I do is go ahead and get yourself one of the healthy start packs. Actually, one healthy start pack. And I'd get an extra bottle of the EFA Pluses so you could have 3 of those twice a day. Okay, that's specific for the asthma. Get on a gluten-free diet. Absolutely no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. Absolutely no fried foods. Absolutely no processed meats with nitrates, nitrites. It means no deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, Spam, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And that includes, do you have a dog or anything at home, dog or cat?
There is a little dog.
Okay, well, you want to read the label on that dog food. If there's grains in the dog food, you have to change dog foods, because just the cross-contamination from the grain, particularly wheat, barley, rye, or oats in the dog food, can cause problems. And then everybody in the household, including spouse, brother and sister, kids, anybody living in the renter, anybody living in the house has got to be gluten-free. Otherwise, you get in cross-contamination, food preparation surfaces, laundry, and so forth. And even at 70 years old, I've seen asthma go away in a very, very short period of time. How about you, Shar? Is it something you've seen go away?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely is the right answer. So give us a call every 2 weeks, Elizabeth, after you get started. We'll walk you through this, and we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Let's head to Denver, Colorado. And Lenny, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Lenny, you're on the air.
Yeah, I would like to get some recommendations on how to eat better, what stuff to avoid, and
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, are you a vegetarian or a vegan?
No.
Okay, do you have any religious restrictions?
No.
Okay, how much do you weigh, sir?
320.
Okay, and how tall are you?
5'8".
Okay, now, is your purpose for wanting to change eating habits that you want to lose some weight?
Yeah, I'd like to lose like about 120 pounds, get down to about 200.
Okay, I think we can do that. Okay, Shar?
Hello, Doc.
Okay. Okay, what would you recommend for Lenny as good foods, bad foods, and what would you do to help him lose 120 pounds?
Well, first of all, he needs to get on 3 healthy start packs, 2.0, and he needs to get on the ASAP to lose the extra weight. And when and needs to get on a gluten-free diet, obviously, and eat more. Like eggs are a good source of protein, and they're cheap, and they're the excellent source of protein. And he will be able to eat less food by eating more good protein.
Okay. And in addition to giving up gluten, what other sort of bad foods would you have him throw out?
No sugar, of course, obviously, and no burnt animal fat, no margarine, no salad oils, and eat real butter, eat real eggs, eat real food.
Okay, what about processed meats or fried foods?
Oh, yeah, they got nitrates and nitrites in it, which cause cancer. Don't eat processed meats.
Yep. Also, they plug arteries because of the inflammation lining the arteries. Very good. Okay, well, Char's exactly right, Lenny. 3 healthy start packs, 1 for each 100 pounds of body weight, and be a full dose of everything 3 times a day. And as you sort of creep down and you get close to 200 pounds, you can kind of cut it to 2 healthy start packs a month. And I would go ahead and get 2 bottles a month of the ASAP, as Char said. And I want you to take a dropperful, not a drop, but a dropperful under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal, and a second dropperful under your tongue 15 minutes before each meal. That's going to require 2 bottles a month to pull that off. And usually within a couple of days to a week, you're going to start losing half a pound to 2 pounds a day. And I've seen people who are big like yourself who might, in some days, it'll lose 4 pounds. And so it's a steady weight loss. But to stay healthy, so you don't have any nutritional complications of this, you are going to be required to take 3 of the healthy start packs per month. And again, as Char said, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, and oats. Good to stay away from. I'd stay away from all carbohydrates and sugars. There's no nutritional requirement for carbohydrates. It's not part of the essential nutrients, carbohydrates. There's no sugar, no carbohydrates that are essential nutrients because we can make all the carbohydrates and all the sugar you need from fats and from proteins, so it doesn't fit the definition of you can't make it, and you get a disease if you don't have it. And there's no disease that we know of that is caused by a deficiency of sugar or carbohydrates. So I would go with vegetables and eggs, vegetables and red meat. You can have a piece of like a pork chop, but not ham or bacon or sausage. You can have a hamburger, but not meatloaf, because meatloaf has breadcrumbs in it. Meatballs have breadcrumbs. So those are all kinds of things you got to watch. Might not hurt to get a hold of that CD called Serial Killers so you can find all the hidden places you're going to find gluten. Give us a call every couple of weeks. Lenny, let us know how much you weigh, and we'll walk you through this. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages.
Let's head to Bryan, Texas, and Sue Ellen, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Sue Ellen, you're on the air.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. How can we help you?
I have a prolapsed uterus, and I'm at the step now of choosing a pessary, and I have located some on the Internet, and I was wanting to know what you would recommend.
Okay. I like the pessary, and also putting a 2x4 under the foot of your bed, not under your feet, but under the foot of the bed, so that you sleep with your head down, maybe start out at 1 inch and kind of work up to 2 inches. Letting gravity work 6 to 8 hours when you're sleeping and help pull uterus and bladder and everything back in your pelvic cavity where it belongs. Do not think about meshes or slings, anything like that. Do not think about surgery. Pessary works extremely well while you're vertical during the day walking around. It's easily cleaned. It's an age-old device that is reliable. And I would go that direction, okay?
Right. What type of pessary would you recommend? Because there are several. I mean, there are like 8 or 10 different kinds.
Yeah, well, I'd have to know more information to make a recommendation. But what you want to do is talk to the pharmacist that sells them, and they'll be able to help you. They won't charge you anything for, getting the information from them. And so that's where I would start. I would talk to the pharmacist that sells them. Also, how much do you weigh, Sue Ellen?
Okay, I weigh about 105 pounds, and I'm 5 feet tall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's about right. All right. Now, Char?
Yes.
What would you give her at 105 pounds? She's about your weight. What would you give her to strengthen the tendons and ligaments that are supposed to hold the uterus in position?
I would give her selenium and glucogel.
Very, very good. You get 100. All right. Definitely, Sue Ellen, I'd have you take 1 healthy bone and joint pack per month. And I'd also get an extra bottle of the glucogel, so you could take 15 of those a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And that is to support and promote maintenance, repair of ligaments and tendons, cartilage, connective tissue, all the stuff that's holding the uterus in the proper place, the uterus and the bladder. And then I would take a half a dose of everything else at breakfast, half a dose of everything else at dinner time. And the extra selenium Char says, I'd go ahead and get 2 bottles a month, so you could take 3 of those twice a day. And that is to support the cellular maintenance, and particularly cell walls, in all cells, but particularly in muscle, and it does have our selenium does have copper in it, which is I'm sure what Char was talking about, the copper in our selenium, which supports maintenance repair again of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue. And give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know which type of pesuary, and usually they come in kind of an oval with a 1 or 2 finger-like tines on it to help hold the uterus and bladder in position. That's the one that I like, but I'd ask the pharmacist which one would be necessary for your own particular needs. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to North Carolina. And Greg, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Greg, you're on the air.
Hello, Doc. Got an 80-year-old lady. I think she's about 220 pounds. Went into the hospital, was having chest pain, and they told at that time that she had blocked arteries. So I'm not sure what medication they gave her to send her home, but she spoke with me and recommended the Ultimate Daily. She's on a very tight budget, so just did Ultimate Daily and also the plant-derived mineral. She had a checkup today, and they said that the blockage was cleared, but they want to put her on blood thinner and wanted to find out if would that even be necessary.
Well, I get another opinion from a local doctor there. I wouldn't be really excited about an 80-year-old woman being put on blood thinners, but what I would do, make sure that she gets the, well, Char, what would you give her in addition to the Ultimate Daily tablets? What would you give her to help with reducing the possibility of a blood clot?
I give her what I call Slick 50 for your blood, which is EFAs. Very,
very good. Yeah. And this is the big worry about doctors. You can't take those EFAs because they can thin your blood. And then they proceed to give warfarin or one of the other blood thinners. And so I would go with something like the Healthy Start Pack, which has the Beyond Tangerine, the Osteo, which is also necessary for blood chemistry, for blood clotting properly. And then I would give her the EFA pluses. And if she weighs 220 pounds, she needs 2 of the Healthy Start Packs per month. And then I would give her 3 of the Ultimate Daily tablets at breakfast and 3 at dinner. That's 1 bottle a month. And since it's very interesting, how long was it before they had the follow-up test which showed her blockage was cleared? Hello, Greg? Okay, I guess we lost Greg. Okay. Doug, we got time to start another one?
We got Greg back here.
Greg, are you there?
Yes, it was about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, so in 2 or 3 weeks, the blockage they said she had went away.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And so, again, I would just add the Ultimate Daily, if she's not on that. If she is on it, okay. Another thing you could add, watching her budget, would be the, in addition to the EFAs, she's got to have the EFAs. I'd have her take 3 of those twice a day. It'd be 2 bottles a month, EFAs or EFA pluses. But then also, I would consider giving her the HGH, which actually dilates arteries and increases blood flow, whether it's in your brain, your eyes, your heart, kidneys, any place else, muscles. And so that's a consideration. If she wants to spend a little bit more money, get 1 bottle of the HGH so she could take 6 of them at bedtime with a glass of water. Okay, we have time to start another one.
Yes, we do. Let's head to Wisconsin. And Jill, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Jill, you're on the air.
Hey, thank you. Okay, I have frequent migraines. I usually wake up with one around 4 a.m. in the morning.
Okay. All right. Do you have a bedtime snack when you go to bed?
No. Sometimes we eat a little bit late, but no.
Okay. What would a little bit late mean? We talking 10 o'clock or?
Yeah. Sometimes we don't get home till 9 and we're hungry, so.
You own your own business?
I'm usually longevity, yeah.
All right. Okay, I was just asking that because when people get home late every night, that usually means they own their own business.
Oh, no, not really. It's not that.
Okay. All right. And so you wake up and it's almost always the same time, a little bit, give or take, but almost around the same time?
Well, yeah.
Okay, now what would you eat?
Often.
Yeah, what would you eat at 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock at night?
Well, my favorite thing is we have an organic dairy right next door, so we have this wonderful chocolate milk and put a banana in there and just have something like that, or leftovers. I've been gluten-free for a couple of months.
Okay, good. Now, do you ever get drowsy after you eat?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, the fact that you have this migraine headache about the same time every morning, that would mean to me a reactive hypoglycemia, your blood sugar is dropping. So instead of this wonderful chocolate milk, what I want you to do before bedtime is have 4 scrambled eggs and butter, and do that for like 3 weeks, and then call us and tell us how your headaches are 4 o'clock in the morning. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity, 90 for Life Crusade. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Texas. And Nick, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Nick, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
Hey, I have 2 questions. The first one's really important. My wife has a fibroid tumor in her uterus. I wanted to know what information or what advice you could give us to try and remedy that problem.
Sure. How much does your wife weigh?
She weighs 190 pounds.
Okay, and how tall is she?
5 feet, 6 inches.
Okay. Does she have any other issues, any skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, asthma, constipation, anything like that?
Asthma, and she has dandruff real bad.
Okay. Shar?
Gluten problem for sure.
Okay, what she got?
She's got a gluten problem.
Yep. Yeah, she got a gluten problem, and it's not unusual to be able to absorb calories but not nutrients. Fibroids, of course, asthma deficiency of a single nutrient. Fibroids are due to free radical damage from eating fried foods and using salad dressings and cooking oils and processed meats with nitrates and nitrites and gluten, all the inflammatory stuff, to the very sensitive smooth muscle in the uterine wall. What would you give this lady, Shar, for female stuff?
I'd give her the Women's FX.
Okay, what about our new product?
Oh, the Xerafem.
Yep, very good. Yeah, I'd go ahead and give your wife, Nick, 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. That covers a lot of territory. 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month that allow her to have 3 selenium twice a day, 1 ounce of osteo twice a day, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, 3 of the EFAs twice a day. All that's from the 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. I'd also have her take 2 ounces a day of the Woman's FX. It's a blend of herbs that actually deals with things like fibroids. They're really not tumors, just free radical damage. And so she needs 1 ounce of the Woman's FX twice a day. As Shar says, you can put it in with juice or water. And absolutely none of the bad stuff, particularly gluten. And that's where I would go. And I don't know that we have enough time to do a second one, so you might want to call tomorrow. We can get you kind of the top of the list. And how much time do we have here,
We've got
Doug?
about 2 minutes here.
Oh, 2 minutes. Okay, go ahead and try it, Nick.
Okay, the second one is just for me. I noticed that I was losing my hair in the front. I went to the doctor, and they basically say it's male pattern baldness, but I wanted to see what we could do to try and remedy that.
Sure. Okay. Well, when you have hair loss, you have alopecia, even male pattern baldness in both male or female, this represents a gluten intolerance. You're not absorbing enough stuff to make your scalp happy, to make hair. And so you need to really, really work on gluten-free yourself. That includes the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, mother-in-law, kids, spouse, because of cross-contamination in the laundry, the food preparation surfaces, the couch where everybody watches TV. No gluten. And what product do we have, Shar, to add to Nick's program? How much do you weigh, Nick?
I weigh 185 pounds.
Okay. I'd go ahead with 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, divided up the same way your wife does. What would you give him for his hair and scalp specifically?
We got that Prohoba hair stuff.
Okay. Prohoba. What about hair, skin, and nails?
Yeah, we could take that too. And then there's the
I'd go with the hair, skin, and nails. And if you can catch this quickly enough, it can reverse if you wait too long and get some permanent damage in the scalp. But the Japanese did a study on male pattern baldness and determined it was actually a deficiency of tin. The entire story on the tin deficiency is in the book Rare Earths Bin Cures and in the book epigenetics. So, yeah, tin deficiency is the stuff that really, really results in alopecia all over, under your arms, pubic hair, on your legs, on top of your head, male pattern baldness, male and female. So it's imperative that you do that. Okay? So it would be, I'd go ahead and make sure you're eating like 6 to 8 eggs a day, poached, soft scrambled butter, soft yolk, soft boiled with soft yolk. Get that good protein to help build the hair. Follow us every couple of weeks. Let us know how your wife and yourself are doing. Oh, don't forget, is there a test? Okay, well, thank you, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.